Welcome to your quiet space for building English confidence.
You have just ordered your coffee, paid the cashier, and moved to the side counter, and now comes the hardest part, the wait.
The espresso machine is hissing loudly. The barista looks up while cleaning a cup and asks, "So, do you have the day off?" And suddenly your heart races, you panic, and you pretend to check a text message just to avoid eye contact.
I used to do this every single morning when I first moved to a new city. I would stare at my phone screen, scrolling through nothing, praying no one would talk to me because I was terrified I wouldn't know how to keep the chat going.
Today, we are going to fix that by practicing exactly what to say in that 60-second gap so you can look up, smile, and connect without fear.
It is fascinating how much pressure we put on ourselves during that tiny window of time. It is usually only about 1 or 2 minutes while the milk is steaming or the coffee is dripping, but for a language learner, that silence can feel like an hour.
It really does. We call this the waiting gap. It's that awkward space where the transaction is finished, you have paid your money, but you cannot leave yet. You are trapped in a small space with a stranger, and the silence feels heavy.
And the natural instinct is to pull out the phone shield. You know what I mean, right? You pull out your phone and look at it intensely, even if you are just looking at your home screen, to signal to the world that you are busy and cannot talk.
The phone shield is a safety mechanism. It protects us from the possibility of not understanding a question or making a grammar mistake. But the problem is that when we use the phone shield, we miss the best, lowest pressure opportunity to practice real English.
Exactly. A coffee shop interaction is the perfect training ground because it has a time limit. You know the conversation will end when your coffee arrives. You are not stuck there for 20 minutes. You are there for 60 seconds. If you make a mistake, you can just take your latte and walk away.
So we are going to break this 60-second interaction down into 3 specific parts. We have the entry, the bounce, and the exit. If you master these 3 small moments, you will never need to hide behind your phone again.
Let's start with the entry. This is the moment you step aside to wait. Usually you stand there, the barista stands there, and nobody says anything. You can choose to break that silence first, which actually gives you more control.
That is a great point. If you speak first, you get to choose the topic. You don't have to worry about what they will ask you because you are setting the direction. The easiest way to do this is what we call an observation anchor.
An observation anchor is just a simple, true statement about the environment you are both in. You are anchoring the conversation in the reality of the moment. You don't need to ask a deep personal question. You just notice something.
Right. For example, if the shop is crowded, you can comment on that. If it is quiet, you can comment on that. If the pastries look good, say that. It signals that you are open to connection.
Let's practice a very useful one for the morning. Often, coffee shops are frantic and busy, but sometimes you get there and it is peaceful. A great phrase to use is, "It is surprisingly quiet in here today."
I love that one because it invites the barista to share their experience. They might say, "Just wait until 9 o'clock," or, "Yeah, it's nice for a change." Let's practice the pronunciation of that phrase. Listen to the rhythm. It is surprisingly quiet in here today.
Notice how Anna linked the words quiet and in, quiet in, quiet in. It makes it sound much more natural. Let's try it together. I will say it and then you say it out loud in the pause. It is surprisingly quiet in here today.
One more time, a little more relaxed, like you are just looking around the room. It is surprisingly quiet in here today.
Now, what if the situation is the opposite? What if it is incredibly busy and the poor barista looks stressed? You can use an observation anchor to show empathy. You could say, "It looks like a busy morning for you."
That is a very kind thing to say. It shows you see them as a person, not just a coffee machine. It validates their hard work. Let's try that one. "It looks like a busy morning for you."
And again, focusing on the intonation. You want to sound sympathetic, not critical. Pitch your voice slightly down at the end. "It looks like a busy morning for you."
Perfect. Now, let's imagine another scenario. Maybe you don't want to talk about the crowd. Maybe you are just hungry. You are standing next to the glass case with the muffins and croissants. This is the easiest observation of all.
You can simply say, "That pastry smells amazing," or "Those muffins look dangerous."
Dangerous is a fun word to use there. It implies that they look so good they are dangerous to your diet. It's a little bit of humor that native speakers use all the time. Those muffins look dangerous.
Let's practice the simpler version first, which works in any bakery or cafe. "That pastry smells amazing." Try to say it with a smile in your voice, because you are anticipating something delicious.
Repeat after me. That pastry smells amazing.
Excellent. So that is the entry. You have broken the silence, you have put your phone away, you have made a connection. Now, usually the barista will respond. They might just smile or say, yeah, they are fresh. But often this leads to the middle.
The middle is where the barista asks you a question. This is the part that scares most learners. The barista is busy making your drink, looking down at the milk jug, and they ask, so, busy day ahead? Or do you have the day off?
And this is where many students freeze. They understand the question, but they panic about the answer, or they give an answer that kills the conversation. They say yes, or they say I am fine.
I am fine is what we call a conversation wall. It stops everything. If I ask, how are you doing? And you say, I am fine, there is nowhere for me to go. The silence comes back and it is even more awkward than before.
To survive the middle, you need a technique we call the bounce. Imagine the conversation is a tennis ball. If you just catch it and hold it, the game stops. You have to hit it back.
The formula for a perfect bounce is answer plus one detail plus you.
Answer plus one detail plus you. Let's break that down. The answer is simple. Good, tired, busy. The detail is a tiny piece of information that makes you human. And you is bouncing the question back to them.
Let's look at an example. The barista asks, how are you doing this morning? Instead of just, I am fine, try this. I am good, just trying to wake up. How are you?
Do you see the difference? Just trying to wake up is the detail. It is relatable. Everyone understands needing coffee to wake up. It makes you sound natural and relaxed. And asking, how are you, keeps the ball moving.
Let's practice this specific phrase because it is true for almost everyone in a coffee shop at 8 a.m. I am good, just trying to wake up.
Listen to how the words flow together. Just trying to often sounds like just trying to wake up. Let's shadow that. I'll say it and you repeat. I am good, just trying to wake up.
One more time. I am good, just trying to wake up.
Now let's add the bounce back. How are you? You don't need to be formal. You don't need to say, and how are you doing today, sir? Just a simple, how are you? Or even shorter, you.
Let's put the whole thing together. I'll play the barista. I'll ask you the question and Mark will help you answer. Hi there, how are you doing this morning?
I am good, just trying to wake up. How are you? Now you try it. Anna will ask you and you speak out loud.
Hi there, how are you doing this morning?
Did you get the detail in? Did you bounce it back? Let's try another variation. Maybe it is the afternoon. You are not waking up, you are taking a break. The barista asks, how is your day going?
Your formula is the same. Answer, good. Detail, finally finished with work. Bounce, how is your shift going?
Finally finished with work. That is a great detail. It implies relief. It implies you are ready to relax. And asking, how is your shift going, is very specific to them.
Let's practice that response. Good, finally finished with work. How is your shift going?
Listen to the rhythm again. Finally finished with work. Repeat that part first. Finally finished with work.
And the whole sentence. Good, finally finished with work. How is your shift going?
This technique helps you because you don't have to invent a long story. You don't need to tell them about your job, your family, or your history. Just one tiny detail about right now. It is raining so hard out there. I am so ready for this coffee. I have a lot of meetings today.
Exactly. It takes the pressure off. You're just sharing a tiny slice of your current reality. And before we move to the final step, I want to remind you that if you are enjoying this breakdown of real-world conversations, you should make sure you are subscribed to the channel.
We are building a whole library of these specific, calm scenarios to help you navigate daily life, work, and travel. If you want to catch the next episode where we might cover calling a taxi or checking into a hotel, clicking subscribe is the best way to know when it is ready.
Now, let's move to the final part of our 60-second interaction, the exit. This is the moment your drink arrives. The barista calls out, latte for Mark, or they slide the cup across the counter to you.
This is another moment where learners often get awkward. They just grab the cup, mumble thanks, and run away. Or they freeze and don't say anything at all because they are focused on not spilling the coffee.
A confident exit leaves a great final impression. It creates a warm feeling. And again, we want to move beyond the textbook, thank you, goodbye.
Standard textbook English teaches, have a good day. And that is fine. It is polite, but we can do better. We can use a phrase that specifically acknowledges the person is working.
The magic phrase here is, have a good shift.
Have a good shift. I love this phrase. I used to work in a restaurant, and whenever a customer said, "Have a good shift," I really appreciated it. It showed they understood I was at work, and they hoped it would go smoothly for me.
It is a small cultural nuance, but it makes you sound like an insider. It sounds much more natural than a formal goodbye. So the structure for the exit is confirm, thank, wish.
Confirm, perfect. Thank, thanks so much. Wish, have a good shift.
Let's look at the confirm part. When they put the coffee down, saying one word like perfect or lovely or amazing just acknowledges that the transaction is complete. It's a nice affirmative sound.
Then the thanks. Thanks so much is a little warmer than just thanks. And then the wish, have a good shift.
Let's practice the full exit phrase. I will say it at natural speed first. Perfect. Thanks so much. Have a good shift.
Now we will slow it down for you to shadow. Repeat after Anna.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Have a good shift.
And again, imagine you are reaching for the hot cup. You are smiling at the barista. Perfect. Thanks so much. Have a good shift.
What if it is near the end of the day? Maybe they are closing up soon. You could say, have a good evening, or if it's a Friday, have a good weekend.
But if you are ever in doubt, have a good one is the universal option. Have a good one means have a good day, shift, evening, or weekend. It covers everything.
Let's practice that variation, just in case you forget the word shift. Perfect. Thanks. Have a good one.
Have a good one. Notice how the words connect. Good one. Good one. Have a good one.
Repeat that. Have a good one.
So now we have our three parts. The entry, it is surprisingly quiet in here. The middle, good, just trying to wake up. You? The exit, have a good shift.
We are going to put this all together now in a full simulation. I want you to imagine you are walking into your favorite local coffee shop. You can smell the roasted beans. You hear the music playing softly.
I will play the barista. I'm standing behind the machine. You have just paid. You step to the side. I'm busy steaming milk. I want you to speak out loud in the pauses. Don't just think the words. Actually use your voice muscles.
First, you start. The silence is awkward. Use your observation anchor about the quietness or the pastry. Go.
Yeah, it is a nice change of pace. Usually we're packed by now.
Now Mark asks you a question. Get ready with your bounce. Answer, detail, you.
So, do you have the day off today? I'm doing okay. Just counting down the hours until lunch. Here's your latte.
Now do the exit. Confirm, thank, wish. You too. Take care.
How did that feel? Did you notice that the entire interaction was only about 4 sentences? That's the secret. You don't need to be fluent in everything to be good at small talk. You just need a few scripts for these specific moments.
And the most important thing is your mindset. If you stumble or if you forget the word shift or if you say have a good day instead, it is completely fine. The barista is not grading you. They are not an English teacher.
They are just a person trying to get through their workday. If you smile and try to connect, you are already one of the best customers they've had all day. The specific words matter less than the intention.
But having these words ready gives you the confidence to have that intention. When you know what to say, you can stop worrying about the language and start enjoying the human moment.
I remember the first time I successfully used have a good shift, and the barista smiled and said, "Thanks, I really need that." I felt so proud. I walked out of that shop feeling like I really lived in that city, not like I was just a visitor.
That is the feeling we want for you, that sense of belonging, the feeling that you can take up space and use your voice, even in the small moments.
We have one final challenge for you before we go. We call it the One Smile Challenge.
We want you to go to a cafe tomorrow morning. It doesn't have to be a fancy one, any place where you order a drink. When you get your drink, we want you to use just one of the phrases from the exit section.
You don't have to do the whole conversation if you are not ready. Just focus on the end. When they hand you the cup, look them in the eye, smile, and say, "Have a good shift," or "Have a good one."
That is it. Just that one phrase. Observe how they react. Observe how you feel. I promise you it will feel different than just mumbling, "Thanks."
It is a small step, but confidence is built on these small steps. You do it once, you survive, and you realize you can do it again.
Good luck with your coffee run tomorrow. You are ready for this.
You absolutely are. Keep practicing, stay calm, and enjoy your coffee.